Mosques and minarets might provide the ultimate masterclass in architecture. They're not just places of worship, they also provide plenty of insight into a city's history. But there are more than 3,000 mosques in Istanbul, so where do you start? Showcase's Miranda Atty picked 7 with a story.
A mosque and its minarets piercing the skyline is one of the most defining images of Istanbul. But mosques are more than places to pray, and minarets are more than towers that muezzins climb to recite the call to prayer. The city's mosques can take us on a journey through history. My first stop is the neighbourhood of Karaköy. The Arab mosque there is one of the city's oldest. But what's really fascinating is what it was before. The story of this mosque, which boasts Istanbul's first minaret, reflects the changing tide of history. During the 6th century, it was a Byzantine church, but it was transformed to become a mosque after the Arab siege, which began in 717. It was then turned back into a Catholic church by Western Crusaders in the 13th century, before becoming a mosque for the final time after the Ottoman conquest in 1453. The Arab mosque provides expert instruction in Italian Gothic architecture. And as for this, minaret or church spire, you can see remnants of both. Fast forward to the 16th century, and we have a tale of 2 mosques, one in Asia and one in Europe. Every mosque and its minarets reveals something about this city's history, but I think the love story behind the Miranda mosques might just be my favourite. In 1562, famous architect Mimar Sinan was hired by Ottoman Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent to build a mosque in honour of his daughter on the Asian side of Istanbul. The twist in the tale? Sinan was madly in love with Miranda. Soon after, he built her a second mosque on the European side. Miranda means sun and moon in Persian, and the coolest thing about these 2 mosques is that, so legend has it, on the 21st of March, which happens to be Miranda's birthday, you can see the sun set between the minarets on the European side, and you can see the moon rise behind this mosque. And so, just like her name, we can see the sun and the moon together. In 1609, Sultan Ahmed I decided to build Sultan Ahmet Mosque, better known as the Blue Mosque, after a series of Turkish military defeats. With no new mosques being built for 40 years, he hoped it would bring good luck. And yes, it's beautiful and opulent. But was it considered a little too opulent? The Sultan Ahmet Mosque is one of the most recognised and visited landmarks in Istanbul. And considering most mosques have only 1 minaret, or sometimes 2 if they were built by sultans, the fact that this mosque has 6 minarets, it's a pretty big deal. Sultan Ahmet I was considered presumptuous by some because this is actually the same number of minarets as in Islam's holiest mosque in Mecca. So what did the Sultan do? Well, he built a 7th minaret in the Mecca Mosque. Istanbul's Ottoman influence is clear. But by the 19th century, a new kind of inspiration was creeping in. This is especially evident in the mosque on the Bosphorus in Ortaköy. The Ortaköy Mosque was finished in 1853, and we can see the influence of Western designs. There are Roman-style scrolls and golden leaves decorating its 2 minarets. Sanjakla Mosque was built in 2013. It's completely different in design to its predecessors. It's about functionality, not flashiness. From the outside, Sanjakla doesn't even really look like a mosque. Most of it's located underground, with its unusually shaped minaret the only thing visible from a distance. The award-winning design by architect Emre Aralat was inspired by the Hira Cave, which is where the Prophet Muhammad had his first revelation. And what about now? Beykoz Karlatepe Mosque opened in June this year. Every aspect of its design is contemporary, especially this minaret, and with incredible views and its own built-in library, it's the perfect place to while away the hours. From opulent to edgy, from Byzantine to modern times, the design of Istanbul's mosques and minarets reflect the changing face of a unique city that straddles east and west, and the centuries. Miranda Atty, TRT World, Istanbul.